The AP initiatives review session. Nice. This will be the last session. In fact, the second last session before the end of the day. After this, you have like a big break and then a harvest learning space. So I just want to have like a quick energy check from you. Are you guys feeling in terms of the energy on the scale of 1 to 5? 5 is the highest. I can go another 10 sessions. 1 is the lowest. End it already. Just type it in the chat. How you feeling? Let me see your beautiful faces. Type it in the chat. How you feeling? 1 to 5. What's your energy? Kairavi is 5. 5, 5, 5. Nice. 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.5. What is 4.5? That is 4. Okay, so you guys are still pretty excited and looking forward for this session. I'm glad this is the state because this space, we're going to have like a more interaction. We've had like a lot of one-way delivery today. People just coming and telling you, okay, this is what it is, this is what it is, this is what it's not. But in this space, I want to create this space, what I was talking about, right? The safe space of us sharing with each other in terms of what are the initiatives we are doing, what are the challenges we are facing, how are we actually preparing ourselves for the upcoming planning process, what are the different initiatives my entity is currently running, and in general, what are some of the thoughts I have in my mind. So this space is for that. We're going to review this AP EwA initiatives. Okay. Cool. So let's officially welcome you to this space, brought to us by an amazing partner in West Hong Kong. These kind of partnerships enable us to do these conferences in a better way. Okay, moving forward, EwA Hot to Grow. So this is how the EwA track looks like. We've already gone through the Proud to be EwA space. And then the recent space with EwA management with Daisy. I just realized in this RFS, you won't get to meet Katia, who is like AIVP product innovation, who is the one who created all this H4TF and everything on a global level. But then Daisy is more for the network side, who is going to help us with the whole network management, change management of all the EwA initiatives. But then just want to mention her as well. She's also an integral part of creating this whole H4TF and the new products. Also the upcoming Youth Speak review, which she's working on. So just want to mention that. So welcome to the third space of the day, which is AP EwA initiatives. Okay, this is me. I hope you know me by now. There's one thing I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it in the plenary space. But there is this competition happening between Tony and me about the Instagram followers. So if you haven't followed me yet, go to Instagram, follow me. And that's my personal goal from the RFS. And then we will be able to see and get more updates about each other and get to know each other better. Okay. So yeah, the objective is very simple. RO projects for EwA. I'm going to explain what am I doing, what is the project I'm working on in EwA. I briefly mentioned it yesterday in the what is AP doing space, but I'm going to go a bit detail and just tell you, explain you what I'm working on. Then what are the current EwA initiatives run by the AP? We're going to delve a little bit more into the SOGA responses of entities and understand what other initiatives entities are running, Youth Speak, what is the distribution, and learn from each other. Basically, will be breakouts, we'll be talking to each other, and what is the support you need, and what is the support you can offer, and things like this. This is the objective and open-ended space. So again mentioning the rules of the sacred circle or the sacred space of us commission is this is a safe space. Please feel free to share with each other. There is nothing to hide from. There is no stupid question. You can even ask what is the full form of EwA or what does it mean? What does the name Prayog mean or anything? There is no stupid question, to be honest. This is a safe space and all questions are welcome and accepted. The idea is we are friends and we are in this together. Please don't leave this EwA space in RFS with questions in your mind. So all the questions you have, please ask to this commission. There is no other space where you're going to get these answers from. This is the space, and these are the people who can answer all of your queries about EwA. Feedback each other. If you think there is an improvement point or if you want to really learn something from someone, make sure that you feedback and teach each other stuff and also trust each other and help each other grow. So this is the 4 things I just want to mention before we begin the rules of the space. So I'm going to directly dive into this space. Okay. Are you guys ready with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. ready to rock the next space. Okay, amazing. Full participation. Expectation is be here and now, take the ownership, and fully participate in the space. Okay, cool. So this is the project which I am working on. This is my project as EwA innovation, and also supporting with the current initiatives. So the idea of this project which I'm working on, this is the slide from my quarterly review, sorry, the previous monthly review which just happened before RFS. So this is the way I give updates to my team about each of the projects. So the main objective of this project is to have alignment with all the innovation processes which are happening at a global level and support the regional level entities to do regional level collaboration. So whatever is happening at a global level, whatever is happening with H4TF implementation, innovation, blah, blah, I support and co-create those materials and work with Daisy, Katya, and AI to create those things. And also make sure that I implement those things on a regional level. Promote regional collaboration through network communication, network management, and also the network events. We have regional events through which we promote EwA related activities and EwA targets. So basically, my job is to downscale H4TF, EwA education cycle delivery, network services delivery, current initiative implementation, and even regional EwA initiative implementation. So this is something we are working on, something very excited. I'll let you know soon once it is done. Then we're also trying to see if we can have like a one regional collaboration initiative where we can all work together and have like a regional EwA project from the website. So the idea is I need to work with entities who can do innovation, support to downscale short-term guidelines for long-term, short-term innovation, long-term innovation, and also support AI with the whole implementation and research plan. So this is what the project I'm working on majorly. Some of the things we were able to do successfully is onboard your MCPs to the whole plan, and they're already ready. They already know what is the region office working on for EwA. GCPs from AP to the region spaces, pilots, support groups, consultancies, on demand, on base consultancies and stuff like that. So these are some of the things which we were able to deliver. But then there are certain things which needs to be more refined in terms of the data management. How can we collect? How can we have like a better? These are my bottlenecks basically, and this is something I wish to improve while working with you. Is how can we have more LC level data for EwA innovation? How can we measure the revenue contribution? Because currently, if you know, I don't know if you know this, but then when you report the revenue generation data, even in SOGA or even in GFB on a monthly basis, there is no separate space where you mention EwA, okay, revenue from EwA or revenue from, which is currently is calculated under BD. So I want to have like a clear directions and a directives where they are, we can identify like a proper revenue recognition just from EwA initiatives, so that we could develop EwA initiatives better. We're still working, I think from the next GFB iteration will be better, but then this is one of the bottlenecks, and more like working with RST and stuff like that. I had an RST, but I don't have it anymore. So I'll be opening new rounds for new RSTs as well. If you are willing, feel free to apply. Looking forward to work with all of you. Yeah, and H4TF, these are the questions I have. So some of the things you can expect immediately during this planning is the whole H4TF pilot implementation, EwA education downscaling from me. This is one of the space which is happening throughout the RFS and everything. The regular network service. So this is something which started from April onwards. So what we decided earlier, it was just AI who's supposed to be downscaling all the EwA related stuff. But then we understood, since there is a lot of change management which is coming in this time, so I will also be supporting with the network service delivery. So for example, how you have monthly commission calls with AI, right? So you will also have like a regional call. This is only happening if you reduce AP and Europe agree to do it. So we'll be also having like a regional calls where we can have like these spaces where we understand and learn from each other, GCP sharing, progress check, what is the support needed and stuff like that. So more support with the pilot implementation. So if you want to run H4TF, we'll be having like consultancies, and we'll be also working on together with the regional events and spaces together. Are you guys clear so far? Is there any question here? Give me a thumbs up if you're clear. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay. Nice. So let me directly delve into the current state of AP and some of the initiatives which entities are doing. And then I'll give you a link for you to read for like 5-10 minutes, then ask questions, and then we'll go into the sharing space. So this is a slide you have already seen yesterday for the AP how is AP doing space. The major KPI we are tracking, as I mentioned in EwA, is percentage revenue contribution, right? Because that is the major need because of which we are innovating in EwA and everything. So this was from the latest SOGA. If you see, participants from EwA are around 11,000 or 12,000, but the revenue, like this is youth participants, like youths engaged, including Youth Speak as well as national initiatives. But the revenue contribution totally is around 22% average across the region, and that is contributed by a few, like this is few skewed data, but then majorly if you see entities are less than 10% or around 20% is something I can approximate based on the data and based on the financial data and paid data also. So this is one of the biggest concerns we have currently in AP, is that even though we are doing a lot of activity in EwA, the contribution to revenue is less. And this is one of the way of us eliminating that or improving this is we put it into EwA principle that all of the EwA initiatives must be planned profit positive, like budget positive. So you cannot have, I mean, based on the EwA principle, when you plan, you should plan your EwA initiatives budget and profit and not as a marketing expense, which some entities still practice to do. That since it's the beginning of the funnel, they put it under marketing budget. Okay, any EwA activity we want to do, this is a marketing budget, so we'll spend money. But currently, finances is a judicial and finances is a scarce resource, and we want to utilize it and implement it judicially. So this is one thing. Based on the targets, I'll give you this slides and sheets and everything. So based on the target, we were planning to engage around 19,000 youths, but already we are at around 12,000. So which is a good, decent say, I would say, in the first quarter. Some of the common initiatives entities are planning are like Youth Speak, SDG base case competition, Ideathons, partner engagement event and stuff like that. The 1,500 plus like group 1 entities, which are planning to engage more than 1,500 youths in an event are already on track, like Nepal, India, Sri Lanka, already completed their targets overall. But then overall 12 entities, including Youth Speak and national initiatives, have already impacted more than 7,000 youths with this EwA initiatives. So which is a good thing. We are not able to see the ELD conversions directly because we don't have like a differentiation. Okay, what is the ELD conversion, or we are not tracking that part of the funnel yet. So far, we are just tracking number of youths engaged and revenue contribution. So that's why this is the data. There's another data I want to bring in. I didn't delve deeper into this yesterday. So this is just for my ease of management. I've divided the entities into 3 groups. Group 1, which is planning to engage more than 1,500 youths. Group 2, which is 500 plus, and group 3 is like up to 500. Okay, and this initiatives are submitted by your MCs when during replanning. So these are the semester 1. So past 6 months, the semester 1 of Q1 is the initiatives which entities are planned. So this is what entities submitted post replanning of the current MCs. So these are the initiatives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you like about 5 to 7 minutes to read these initiatives. And what I want you to observe, say, is read all the number of initiatives and what are the things which they're planning to do. And there are a bit more details in the sheet. So I'm going to give you the link. So I want you to observe these things, okay, in the link. So what are the initiatives different entities are running across AP? Number of youth they are planning to engage, percentage revenue contribution, the overall timeline, and even the challenges faced. So this is the link. Send it to you. Then you can ask you to share. So once you go to this link, you will see something like this: EwA, SOGA EwA, and revenue contribution. I am giving you like about 7 minutes to go through this whole sheet. Okay. So this first sheet is the timeline and the number of initiatives entities are planning in semester 1. So this is entity submitted around February. So there may be changes in your own entity as well. And this second thing, which is SOGA EwA. So this is the latest SOGA data. Over here, you can see how many entities are running YSF, not running YSF, the attendees of the YSF, revenue generated, what kind of partners they are engaging in their YSF. There are some links also, but then you can check those later. But if not YSF, there are only a few entities who did YSF, to be honest, in the first semester, like 3-4 entities. But what I wanted to focus on is the second part of it, which is the national initiatives. See, majority of the entities have their national initiatives, which are like their own EwA initiatives, which is like a different version of Youth Speak or some SDG related activities or leadership related activities and stuff. This is specifically APs, and you can check their learnings, challenges, number of people engaged, everything. So I'm going to give you and go through this. This is a consolidated sheet which I created. So I'm going to give you this link. Nice. There's someone already there. Interesting. Who is this person? Oh, nice. Good stuff. You can see you guys coming here. So I'm just going to pause and give you guys say 2 songs to finish reading this and consolidate your thoughts and questions and understand how is AP doing in EwA. Okay. I'm going to ask a couple of you to share what you guys think. And then we have some breakouts to share with each other as well. So, yeah. Two songs. Anyone? What did you notice first about kind of initiatives entities want to run? Anything? What did you observe? What did you learn? Just gonna go. You guys still need 9 to read? What are some of the thoughts? You don't need to tell me what you observed. What are some of the thoughts after you saw this? Come on, anything. Are you sharing something? Varina, you unmuted yourself. Oh no, she muted herself. Who wants to share? Oh no, sorry.
Okay. I just have a concern. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think when I read the SOGA and I will see, I don't know whether it's right or wrong format, but I think in this time we have a lot of initiatives. So sometimes we will have the initiative that not really relate to and comply to the EwA principle. So how can we know, as RO and SAI, how can we know about those wrong format initiative and what is the action from RO and AI? Yeah.
That's a very good question. Thank you so much. I think that's a very valid concern as well. Since EwA principles, that's why they are called principles, since it's not legislated, right? So there's something going to be in the upcoming IC legislations, which our MCPs will vote upon. We are currently working with the ICB to come up with a stricter rules, not guideline, but technical rules, which will be legislated to say, okay, if entity only follows these things, then only they're allowed to do, say, H4TF, or only this is called an H4TF initiative, or only this will be called as a globally compliant EwA product, and so on and so forth. But as of now, that we only have principles. So we are expecting entities to like self-regulate as of now. So if there is an initiative which is at LC level, if you feel is not say financially profitable, or not following the brand principle, or not following the finance principle, or anything else. So you can tell them, okay, this is like self-regulation. Basically, this is what we're expecting now. There's no hard and fast rule since it's not legislated yet. EwA principles were just created post-pandemic. So yeah, that's the thing. But in terms of reporting, you can report it, still report it, because still you consider it as an EwA, right? So there is no hard and fast rule. I will accept anything and everything which is you do for engaging youths for IC. That's it. I hope that does answer your question. It's a good thought.
Yeah, so it will show through the ICB or ECB audit later on, right?
Later on, once we legislate it. Yes.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
No worries. Anyone else? What did anybody understood anything about the any other initiative from the other entity? Because I opened it for everything. So anyone else want to share?
If I may share, is that okay?
Go ahead.
Something I noticed is that a lot of entities have very similar initiatives, things related to SDGs or case competitions or some kind of a paid webinar like youth days. So I think what I noticed was that maybe the names are different, but the objectives are pretty similar. And I think going back to the previous sessions, that if we collaborate and talk to each other about our wins and failures, then every time an entity does a similar initiative, we can probably be better and avoid those kind of mistakes, and kind of grow every single event that we do and every single initiative that we do. So that's something that I noticed, that, you know, we're doing things that are pretty similar, and I think we can really grow if we shared a lot more. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Kari. Yes, I share the feeling. I think since like that's why this space is specifically happening. In the next space also, I'm going to put you into breakout where I will encourage you to discuss the similar initiatives which you're planning to do. And since we're having this space even before planning, so that you guys, when you enter into planning next month, you guys can plan together, or even things like timeline and all these things. See, for example, EwA is like EwA innovation is still very young thing, you know. Like say, for example, if you want to run H4TF, and if you ask me a question, okay, what should be the timeline for H4TF? I will tell you, I don't know, because this is the first time we're going to run it, right? So whatever you run it and whatever we do it together, that's going to be the timeline for H4TF, to be honest. So these are the kind of things we need to co-discover and like develop together. That's why this collaboration is extremely important. That's why we are having these spaces. This is not technically like a GCP space, but then we try to understand what everybody is doing and support each other through the challenges which come through it. So very valid point. A lot of entities are doing SDGs related stuff. So maybe there is a possibility of collaboration also. There is one interesting observation I have here is, if you see the EwA initiatives, a lot of entities are still doing social issues related EwA initiatives. The major reason I suspect behind that is they still want to engage the partners, which are like a long-term partners, but they are not able to still engage them because of GV being dormant or GV not happening. So those NGOs or those companies who used to pay or support us financially with our social initiatives, to continue with them, they are doing these initiatives. And that is where majority of the youths we are attracted, right? But then a question I want to ask all of you as a commission is, since most of our entities in ELD programs are shifting to more professional internships, which is GTA, GTE, or even VPP or virtual internships, right? So if you're piloting those, why not the beginning of the funnel, which is your EwA initiative, should be catering towards more professional initiatives. So for example, if you want to enter a market of GTE, what sort of an EwA initiative would fit there? Like which youth, which sort of a youth I want to start engaging in my market so that I can get more GTE leads, for example. I think this thought process is not happening because there is a lot of moving parts, and we're still not approaching it in that way, and just thinking it like another BD initiative, social entities, and running. So that's why this fundamental planning for EwA needs to happen, and that's why this piece is there. Even anyone else observe something or want to share something? Go ahead. Ayara?
Yes, hi, I'm Yara from the Philippines. I just wanted to ask, like, for the other entities, or if you guys have any suggestions, because in our case, we have successful EWAs, I would say, but the problem would always be about the how we do the operations, how we execute the HR, the manpower. So, do you guys utilize like the LCs for that, or do you build like national steering teams for your initiatives?
Does anyone want to answer that? Our question is for EwA national initiatives, which is MC initiated, do you use like a national CCs or NSTs, or you take help from the LCs?
Yeah, or like do you have any plans to like downscale some of the activities on a local level?
Is anyone from Sri Lanka here? No. Sri Lanka did this. They can answer this. They're not here. I'm not sure. Indonesia. I think some of your initiatives are both LC and MC related, right? How do you work with those?
Yeah. So yeah. So basically, what we do right now is trying to like persuading like all the LCs if they want to take some of national initiative, then after they take the initiative, they should have some kind of OZ and CC. But in the end of the day, the one who actually responsible for managing the people is not from the LC but from the MC side. So we some of the MC already assigned for the specific initiative. For example, when we're talking about local project, it would be assigned for the MCVV finance. So MCVV finance need to conduct from the very first preparation until the evaluation of the project. And then the other side is also the national is also handling the national initiative too. And then they will trying to recruit from all the LCs. So basically, not only in one LC, but like from the 26 LC.
Nice. I hope that does answer your question somehow. I think there are multiple ways of doing this. So, for example, I know from Sri Lanka, what they do is they have a national initiatives and they run it with some pilot entities. So, for example, this could be one way. These are national initiatives. Only the LCs who can comply 1, 2, 3 things. They can have a full CC of 10 members. They have like a financial reserves of this much, and they can invest like this in brand and marketing. Only they can apply to pilot this. This is the one way. Second way is national CCs. There is an MC responsible and run it with a national CC, and then you can recruit the CCs from the local level. Third thing, you create an event and create the guidelines for LCs to localize it. Say, for example, something like world's largest lesson. Right? This is like a from project everyone, and anyone can do basically their own versions of this. So if you can come up with, say, I remember Nepal used to do this, like, or even India in some LCs, this youth engagement or empowerment sessions. So they had like a national portfolio. Even India, for example, India does the youth speak at a local level. So they have the whole guidelines and everything at a national level. And then LCs are expected to replicate all the guidelines. And there is like a compliance metrics. If they don't comply, then the national partners, they don't sell it. So the sales happen nationally. So I know for a fact that say India PD will go to say Coca-Cola and say, we're going to have youth speak forums in 25 cities of India and engage 20,000 youths, and they sell it nationally. And LCs only get a part of the revenue only if they comply to all the things and they do the projects according to the complaint. So there are multiple models here with which you can go. I hope that does answer your question, Era. So taking forward this conversation, what we're going to have next is 3 breakout rooms, okay, based on these 3 things. So these 3 things I wanted to discuss in further, just like a quick 10-minute space. So these 3 things I wanted to discuss. There'll be 3 breakouts. First is I want to continue running the current EwA initiatives, the currently whatever national ones you run and you'd speak for them, but in a better way. So I want to improve it. Second is I want to innovate and create new EwA initiatives. This is if you are in category, go here. And if you're interested to run H4TF, go here. Okay. I'll ask my CC buddy to open up 3 breakouts. And what I want you to do is discuss these three things. Ask and share. Like, what are the EwA initiatives you want to run in these three things? How are you preparing for EwA planning? And what challenges are you facing in working on these three things? So I'll post this question in the chat as well, or you can feel free to take a screenshot now. And these will be the three breakouts. Okay. Can we have like 10 minutes on the breakouts? Yuvita, open the breakout.
Yes, Prayok. And yeah, guys, the breakout room is ready. I'll open the breakout room in 3, 2, 1. So yeah, see, you guys can start choosing your rooms and we'll see you guys back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So you are expected to choose yourself. Your current innovation or H4T. I saw everybody current initiative. So there's no one in H4TF, very surprising, but then there are some people in innovation now. Anyone want to share? What did you learn? How was the interaction?
Can I propose that we can hear the rest sharing from Japan, like from Hito Haru, because he's speaking and then the breakout room ends.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, complete it.
Oh, thank you, Julie. So I was just like introducing our international EwA initiative that we're running right now. So right now, we have done 2 waves with our initiative called Global Youth Dialogue. And we have done it with ISEC in Myanmar, Nepal, MOC, and Sri Lanka. And like we're hoping to like expand to other entities as well. So if you're interested, like just let me know. But so like basically we're trying to make a culture understanding and sharing space so that we are like matching students from all over the world, like 1-to-1 or 2-on-2. And we're having them like introduce each other to their culture and the social issues in each country. And we want them to expand their like vision and values through the 5 days. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Very nice. I think Japan has a GCP when it comes to EwA. So just talk to them, make sure that you know about the initiatives also. Also check if the like if you're following all the principles for EwA and running an initiative. So just want to mention that. I hope this you had like a quick discussion. I know it was just 10 minutes, but then the idea is don't wait for me to come up with this sort of a space for you guys to share. The commission chat is always open. You guys have each other's contacts now. You know each other better and more. So have like these spaces by yourself also and share these learnings with yourselves. So just to wrap up this space, I want to mention a couple of things. So these are the major 3 areas where you distributed. So the first thing, like if you want to continue running the current initiatives, national or youth speak, what are the call to action? So this is what you need to do. What Daisy was mentioning in the last space, right? Like the main CTs. If you want to continue implementation, you can book a consultancy with me. There is really no regular one-to-ones with me as a part of commission management, but then because I also have to work with 21 MCPs and the whole TM commission also. So I don't have spaces for one-to-ones. But then you can book consultancy with me for need-based consultancy and I can work with you directly with your specific initiative. Overall, like in terms of restructure, how do you want to innovate? Come up with a proposal. If you already have some proposal, send it across, talk to me. If you want to work on designing the or improving the current initiatives or say alignment with the EwA principles, whatever, then you can work with me again. Just talk to me basically. And yeah, I'm just text away. If you are the second category, if you want to innovate and create new initiatives, like I have this link for you, which is the Innovation Hub. I don't know if you guys have seen this link or if you guys have actually used this or actually checked all the sessions which we have done here. I'm just going to type this link in the chat as well. So this is the Innovation Hub which we have, and this is how it looks like. If you go here, you will see these 10 or 11 spaces where we have given you A to Z materials which you would need to come up with your own EwA initiative. So how to design an EwA, what is EwA, understand about the current EwA initiatives and how to create your own, the methodology, how to attract partners, how to have like a profitable governance system, how to attract partners, how to attract youth for your EwA initiative, how to create a brand, all the branding materials guideline, how to manage the overall initiative in terms of project management, how to manage your HR structures for your EwA. This guideline is already mentioned here. Sales, resales, BD initiatives, and overall GCP hub for innovation. So this is managed globally, and this is something we have created for everyone. So please go through all these materials. I'm just gonna say open up a random one. Okay, just say this is attracting partners. How to make the initiative attractive for youths. So this is how it look like. There will be like objective, how do you create a business model, how to create like a canvas, everything, all step by step, everything is mentioned here. So if you want to create your own initiative, innovate or even improve the current initiatives, please use these spaces, please use this material. You can directly downscale these to your LCs also. So a lot of thought have been given into putting this. So for example, sales material have been created by AI BDs and marketings and so on and so forth. So use this hub to the fullest, feel free to use it. This is the second thing I want to mention. And third, last but not the least, if you want to run H4TF, again, what you have to do is talk to me first. And then there is a sensing form you need to fill, work on the structure related stuff. Now you will be like, this is a checklist which is already given in the H4TF booklet. So if you've received the newsletter, seen the booklet, you should know this. So this is what you need to do. Take a data structure, go through the onboarding materials, finish the academy, which you're going to launch soon. Select the LCs which will participate in H4TF. So you cannot do it without an LC. An LC cannot do it if an MC is not doing it. Hope you know this for H4TF. Create like an action plan, pricing, and alignment with overall, and then I can help you with all these things as well. So basically, get in touch with me and check this checklist. Okay, no worries. So yeah, this is what I want to mention. These are the important links. You will get the output. Do check them out. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for this session. If you have any questions globally or for me, put it here. Make sure to give me feedback for this space to improve the next spaces, the next commission spaces for EwA. And that's pretty much for this space. We're ending it back on time, a minute late. You have a break now, and then you have a space for harvesting learning by Sumedha. Follow your calendar. That's pretty much it from my side. Thank you so much, peeps.